Let's talk some Nebraska recruiting. The Huskers, they got a top 20 recruiting class right now, and there's still a couple spots left to fill. I got Sean Callahn from HuskerOnline. In this video, we're going to talk about Matt Rhule's top remaining targets. We're only 2 weeks from the early signing period. It's about to get exciting. But first, Nebraska fans, do me a favor right now. Smash that subscribe button. We love talking Nebraska recruiting on this channel, so jump on board. All right, let's bring in Sean Callahn from HuskerOnline. Sean, we got to go back a couple days. I want to talk about the Dawson Merritt flip from Alabama to Nebraska. How significant was that flip?
Well, it had been a long time coming for Nebraska. They had been working on Dawson, obviously, since the spring or even before the spring. He had made multiple on-campus visits, but then committed to Alabama. But give Matt Rhule credit. They stayed on Dawson. They continued to recruit him and worked him hard over the last several months. Matt Rhule, during Nebraska's October bye week, went out and watched his game, and they continued to keep the ball in play. And then they were eventually able to flip him from Alabama. I also think having Jamar Mosey now on staff, the father of four-star receiver Isaiah Mosey out of Lee Summit North High School, the former head coach of Lee Summit North, Jamar, really played an impact, I think, just with Nebraska's presence down in Kansas City over the last few months.
All right. Now, we talked about Nebraska having a top 20 class, but they're not finished. I mean, Merritt himself said it. He said, I'm not the last to commit. So if we believe what Dawson Merritt says, there's a few big names out here that I want to talk about. Here they are. We got wide receiver Cortez Mills. He's committed to Oklahoma. Of course, five-star athlete Michael Terry, tight end Chase Lofton, committed to FSU. Safety Aiden Manu Tai, committed to Cal. So if Nebraska is going to fill a couple spots, I mean, these are obviously their top targets, but which of these names do you feel like could end up signing with Nebraska?
I mean, all of them, I think, are in play right now for Nebraska, but Cortez Mills really intrigues me because I do think there's more going on there than people realize. He did visit Nebraska during the season for a game as well, and it's been quiet since that point, but obviously there's a lot involved with him in NIL and other things, his commitment to Oklahoma. But even Michael Terry, who Nebraska visited over the bye week as well, along with Cortez Mills. I do think that's one to watch closely. I think Nebraska is in that a lot closer than people realize, Texas being the team to beat right now. But that is one where the Huskers, I think, are a surprise team. Chase Lofton, from Millard South here locally. He visited Nebraska. I know he's looking at some other things, but Nebraska remains in contention there, and they'll probably have coaches at his state championship game here this next week, as Matt Rhule has not been to watch him play yet, and they'll take on Omaha West Side in a huge state championship game here in Class A. Then they were out in Hawaii as well over the bye week. So honestly, all four of these are very much in play. And it wouldn't surprise me to see Nebraska have a chance to get 2, maybe 3 of those 4.
Yeah, that would be huge. Nebraska fans, talk to us, comment section below. Give me a 1, 2, 3, or 4. How many of these targets do you think Nebraska will land? Let us know, comment section below. All right, I'm not done with you yet, Sean. Okay, so we know they're going to be, after some flip targets, they're going to try to be aggressive. But down the stretch, is there anyone Nebraska needs to play defense on that is committed to them right now that other rival teams are trying to flip?
Well, Jeremiah Jones is the big one, the 4-star out of Kentucky. And I think for Nebraska with Jeremiah Jones, getting him back here for the Wisconsin game, and I think that could happen this weekend for Nebraska, which will be a great sign if he is here. But Missouri has not made it easy. They continue to push hard for Jeremiah Jones, who I think is one of their better players in this class, and his ranking rise proves that. They got on him early, and we've seen his stock continue to rise. So that is probably the one of their current commit lists to watch closely.
All right, so as I said, Nebraska is sitting with 20 total commitments right now, 19 in the On3 industry rankings. When it comes down to these final spots, is there a need to fill, or is this just kind of trying to take the best available players still at the end?
Yeah, I don't know if there's an outright need. I think getting Merritt at linebacker was a need. They need football players. They need athletes. And Cortez Mills, Michael Terry, Lofton, all these guys can help Nebraska, but particularly Michael Terry. I mean, he's a guy that I think that can play day one. Cortez Mills can play day one at those particular positions. So those would be probably the two I'd lean at, because you watch Nebraska, they have Dylan Raiola, but they just don't have a lot of playmakers. Everything is very hard for them on offense right now. They need more game-breaking players like Terry, like Mills, that can change games.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Nebraska fans, who's your favorite playmaker still left on the board? Let us know. Comment section below. Sean Callahn from HuskerOnline. You guys are doing a great job, and it's really exciting as we only got 2 weeks till signing day. So you guys go check it out. Sean, thanks for stopping by. The Inside Scoop.